So we're out here, Miller. So we just had a meal just by the Chao Phraya river setting. Just getting the vibes of Bangkok back. We're on the 28th floor and the pool is on the 11th floor with the skyline.
I lived in the UK for too long. Where are you from?
Right, welcome back to the vlog. We took a couple of days off from the farm, so we've been to Bangkok for a couple of days. We left on Friday morning, just came back on Sunday evening. So we stayed at the Prince Palace Hotel. It's a nice big hotel complex. Everything that you need is around there, you know, close enough to all the big attractions. You know, you're talking 2-3 kilometers to everything. So the hotel itself, obviously massive it is. We stayed, well, we paid a little bit more for an executive suite. So we were on the 28th floor with, you know, windows all around our room so we could see around Bangkok. You know, we have views of the Mahana Kon and views of, you know, the Hangover Tower, etc. And you can see the river and everything. So it's a lovely view. You know, I don't mind paying a bit more for the view. So we paid about £50 or maybe $55–60. But there are rooms, obviously, we paid a bit more because of the kids. You know, they can run around in the room, do what they want. But if you were just going by yourself or going with a partner, you can stay in just a normal room. You still get a nice view. You're talking £20, $25, something like that. But yeah, it's a lovely hotel. Everything underneath as well. You know, you got your 7-Elevens, your street vendors, your coffee shops. There's a few stores that you can have a look around, you know, to buy cheap items. I'll talk about that in a minute. And also there's like a night market where they sell, you know, fresh vegetables and meat, and, you know, where all the vendors go buy their produce from. But yeah, it's a great location. The hotel itself is a bit outdated, but it's still lovely for what it is. It's very affordable. So when you check into the hotel complex starts from the 11th floor, which is where obviously the hotel lobby and the pool is. The pool's nice. It's only it's not a massive pool, but it's big enough. It's got a nice bar where you can obviously order your drinks and order food and stuff and sit by the pool. It is quite nice just sitting by the pool. It's never too rammed as well. They got enough tables. They got a little smoking area, a little balcony, little pond section where they put the koi fish. Yeah, it's a lovely little pool. And also below the tower, or connecting to the tower, is a wholesale market. It's called Bo Bay Tower, I believe. Now, I would advise anyone, before you go home, if you're looking to buy presents for back home, is to visit Bo Bay Tower, because what it is, obviously it's wholesale, so they sell things for a third of the price, half the price. So for example, this shirt here, you know, I've been looking for something like this, light, colourful, good for the vlogs, good for the farm, you know, keeps the bugs away from me. Something like this in MBK or, you know, Icon Siam or any other shopping malls or markets in Bangkok, Chatuchak or whatever, you're looking to pay, you know, 200 to 300 baht. But I bought 2 of these and it cost me 100 baht. I believe. So that makes it 50 baht each, which is a bargain to me. Back at home, that's £1 or $1.20 or something. Which really is pennies, you know. But the good thing about the market is it is wholesale, but they do sell individual items. So, like I say, you can buy, you know, just single shirts, or sometimes they'll ask you, oh, you have to buy 5. Like we bought the kids' clothes, you know, like a whole football outfit, a bit like this, but obviously it comes with the shorts. So they had 5 on a rack or something, all hung up as like the suit, and it was 120 baht for 5. Which to me is really affordable. Whereas, you know, if I was to buy it in Chatuchak Market, you're talking 200 for that, just for one. So I would advise anybody, if you were to go to Bangkok and you're thinking about buying presents to take back home, or buying yourself gifts or anyone gifts, just go to Bo Bay Market. It's not very known, but it's known as a good wholesale market, you know. If I was living back in England, I would strongly consider, you know, making a deal with one of the market merchants and reselling on back at home, because you can make, I believe you can make quite a bit of money. But now we moved out here, so we don't have that to worry about. But if I was, you know, that'd be in the back of my mind, my little business mind. So the evening that we got there, we got a taxi into town. So we got dropped off to a restaurant, which I just quickly Googled. Is a nice sunset dinner, you know, with the river and Wat Arun, which is the most, I believe, is the most famous temple in Thailand, or is up there, top 3, I would say, in Thailand. Literally in the background. You're right by the river. The food was lovely. I had, you know, a nice crab curry with nice big chunks of crab. And then the taxi only cost us like 70, 80 baht. Can't remember exactly how much, but it was less than 100 baht for the taxi from the hotel to the, it's near the Grand Palace, this place. So we also, obviously, once we came out, we walked around the temple grounds. Coincidence. Right, welcome back to the vlog. So we're out here, back in Bangkok. There's Camilla. Camilla's at the back somewhere. Well, we're by the Grand Palace, look. Mason's here, he's got Mallory. Tyres asleep on Camilla. So we just had a meal just by the Chao Phraya River. So we're just having a walk out now, so obviously sun's just setting. Just getting the vibes of Bangkok back. I love this city. This is my favourite city in the world. Nothing compares to this city. I don't care what you say. It just makes you feel alive, this city. Everything just going on. I don't know, it's too busy. It's the hustle and bustle that I like. You know, people sitting on the sidewalk having dinner, and tuk-tuks driving past, police waving traffic on. Just all sorts. But yeah, the vibe's sick. Get yourself to Bangkok, best city in the world. So the meal that you just seen by the river cost us 2,077 baht. Obviously we left quite a generous tip. It was lovely, the setting, you know, next to the most famous temple in Thailand. Yeah, look, tuk-tuk man trying to call me in. Wadikap. Oh, there's Wat Arun right there, all lit up. Honestly, it's stunning views, nice sunset, nice little breeze as well. Feels good. Coincidentally, it was the King's birthday, so there was, you know, government officials everywhere, police escorts parked, you know, all around the temple grounds. Loads of people were sat outside wearing their yellow or gold shirts for the king. There's news vans and all sorts going on around the temple grounds. Oh look, we even got Channel 7 news. I'm guessing they're here to report the king's birthday, just behind us here at the Grand Palace. So pretty cool to see the news van. I I don't know what's going on here, but these look like some important people walking out of the Grand Palace. Police escorts everywhere. All these black vans. So it was quite cool to see, you know, it's quite cool to be there when, you know, I've never been anywhere near that for the King's birthday. So even for me, it's quite cool to just experience that. And then we got a tuk-tuk ride, which is the kids' first tuk-tuk rides. Kaya's not been very well. I think, I don't know what's up with her. I think her teeth bothering her. But Mallory, oh, she loved the tuk-tuk ride. She was grabbing on to the railings and just saying tuk-tuks all the time. I don't know what she was saying, but she was happy as hell on that tuk-tuk. You know, it is worth paying that bit more. I know obviously a tuk-tuk ride will cost you a bit more, but it's worth paying just to see the enjoyment in her face and just to let her experience things like that. So, hello, you in a tuk-tuk? Wow, a tuk-tuk. So, if you come to Thailand, you have to get in the back of a tuk-tuk. Look at us all crammed in. Kaya sleeping. Mallory's loving it. Tuk-tuk. But yeah, I'd say come to Thailand. You know, you must experience a tuk-tuk ride. So yeah, we just finished the day off, or the night off, should I say. Just me and Mason just had a drink by the pool. Chatted to a couple of people by the pool, enjoying the skyline and the atmosphere of the hotel. So me and Mace, obviously we're staying at the hotel, staying at the Prince Palace Hotel. So we're on the 28th floor and the pool is on the 11th floor with the skyline. Yeah. From the UK. Manchester. Yeah, I am Thai.
Are you right, Tom?
Yeah. But I lived in the UK for too long. Where are you from?
From Ireland.
Ireland. Nice.
I'm Mason. Huh? Mason. What's your name, sorry?
Nat. Nat. Yeah. But yeah, so the day after, we were just umming and ahhing on, you know, what to do, because Kaya still wasn't 100%. She was still a bit ill, so we got up and we thought, oh, we'll go to Chinatown to find some food. Obviously Chinatown, very well known, probably, you know, up there is one of the top tourist destinations now for Bangkok. Yaowarat Road, highly recommended, especially by, you know, like top creators, especially Mark Wiens. It's his favourite road. So we thought, oh, you know, if Wiens likes it, we'll go there for some food, we'll look for some food. So we got another tuk-tuk, obviously for Mal's enjoyment. Got yet another tuk-tuk. Look at Mal, she loves it. Got there. You know, lived up to expectations. Chinatown, it's always busy, bustling. You know, you got your street vendors, your restaurants, all selling food. Tried a bit of the famous patongo. So here's the world famous patongo. We just got them frying, fresh as you like. In Chinatown, Camilla's got a bag full. You have to come and try them. 5 baht a piece these, and he makes them fresh. So, and obviously we grabbed a bit of food ourselves there, and then we just really walked up and down the road, just getting the atmosphere of the place and just seeing what was happening in Chinatown. And it didn't disappoint, you know. As advertised, it is what it is, Chinatown. Find your shark fin soup and all your gold shops and things like that, that's all there. But yeah, lovely time at Chinatown. We didn't stay for too long, like we say. Kaya wasn't too well, so we just hopped on a back of a tuk-tuk and got back home, where we met Mason. He'd finally got up, and I think he went out to Khao San Road or something the night before. So he got up, and then we just walked around the hotel complex again, showed him about, got a coffee and whatnot, and then went to MBK. So if you don't know about MBK, it's our favourite shopping mall in Thailand. It just has everything. It's 8 floors, you know, it has a food court, sells everything. So all your, you know, designer shirts, all this type of stuff, all your presents and things to buy to take home, it's all in that one building. All your electronics, anything you can think of, you know, it'll be there. Shoes, handbags, the lot, the watches, anything. So we had a good gander around, and we wanted to buy shoes for Camilla's brother to send back with Mason. Obviously put it in the suitcase with Mason, but the certain type of shoe apparently isn't out yet in the fake market, so we'll be hunting for them in a couple of months. But it was just good to be back in MBK. You know, it was one of our first places when we visited last time, and you know, again, it brings back memories, you know, just walking over the old grounds. And yeah, great place to visit. Highly recommend MBK Shopping Centre. You've also got the Siam Paragon. What else is there? There's a couple of other shopping malls, you know, more high-end malls where they sell legit stuff, you know, your high-end Louis Vuittons and whatnot, watches and Rolex shops and things like that are in there. Obviously we don't go in there because we feel a bit poor, so we're not there to window shop, you know what I mean. So, but yeah, it's a good place. If you just get dropped off at MBK, you can spend the whole day there. You can, you know, we got some food up in, I believe it's the top floor or the second to top floor. I think the top floor is entertainment, so you got your cinema and your bowling and whatnot, your laser games and arcades up at the top floor. But we got some food. Again, it's a food court, so you top your money up on a card and off you go. You just, you know, give the card to the vendors and they just tap it and give you a receipt how much left on the card that you have. But don't worry though, if you don't spend your money on your card, you can cash it out at the end. Like I topped up 500 and I ended up cashing out like 250, 300. The food in the food court is inexpensive. You're talking 50-60 baht a meal. Very affordable, very good food as well for what it is, you know. So yeah, if you're ever in Bangkok, do visit MBK. Highly recommended. So to end the day, we just got back to the hotel, and then we went and just chilled by the pool for the rest of the day. So obviously Mallory loves the pool. Kai started feeling a bit better, so she got a little dip in the pool as well. I think Mason got, you know, a bit burgers and chips for the kids as well. Yeah, it's just a nice relaxing time by the pool. We made sure we booked a hotel with a pool, mainly for the kids and for ourselves as well. But it's extra nice that you have, you know, the view of the skyline from the pool, and you got a bar and whatnot to get drinks. So yeah, nice relaxing time by the pool. Good to chill out, good to unwind and relax a little bit. So yeah, that was the rest of the day. So obviously Sunday we went to Chatuchak. It's one of the main reasons why we did go to Bangkok. Mason has mentioned as soon as he came, you know, it's one of the places that he wanted to visit, and we've never been there, and it's one of the places that we've always wanted to visit. We've seen it all over the internet, you know, watched vlogs on it and whatnot, and yeah, so that's why we booked Chatuchak. If you know Chatuchak, it's a weekend market, so we had to book the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. It opens from about 9 o'clock. So we got there. It's a massive market. It's the biggest in the world, you know. That's not an understatement when we say it's big. You can spend the whole day, the whole weekend there and still not see everything. There's nuts and crannies all over the place, little aisles that you walk down, and there's 200 shops down that aisle, 200 shops this way, selling all kinds of products. You know, you can buy everything, anything that you can think of: shoes, shirts, designer clothes, you know, plain t-shirts, bracelets, watches, jewelry. They sell food there. There's markets for everything. They sell plants, animals. There's a good animal section there, which is one of the main parts that I wanted to go look at, because, you know, I like to see these things. And obviously there must be dodgy dealings behind the scenes and whatnot, but look past that. It's quite a cool experience just to go and see it. We ourselves bought some more fish to put in the guppy ponds, some female betas and some pond plants. Obviously Mason got some things to take home as well, shirts, hats and shorts, and, you know, accessories, bracelets, things like that. But yeah, like I say, it's a big market. We've got some food there as well. We sat down. There's all sorts of street vendors, restaurants that call you in. Massive market. When we say it's massive, honestly, I don't think you can do it in a weekend. You probably have to spend a few weekends if you want to, like, deep dive into these markets. It is huge. Like I say, we recommend it to anyone. It's a must see if you come into Bangkok. I say they don't call it the biggest in the world for no reason, because it is. It's a vast market, you know what I mean? It's vibrant, it's full of people, full of tourists, full of Thais, full of locals, full of vendors, full of, like, shops that are set up. Obviously there's malls inside the market as well. That's how big it is. If you want to go in and sit down for half an hour just to get cooled down or whatnot, there's 7-Elevens inside there and things. But yeah, that was our weekend trip. We enjoyed Chatuchak. It's a great place to visit. If you do come, must see. You know, it should be in your top 5 to see in Bangkok, I would say. It's a different experience. You won't find it nowhere else in the world. Maybe, what do they call it? The bazaar in Istanbul maybe comes close to it, but nothing like this though. I don't think you'll get the experience of this. The prices are fairly reasonable as well. Obviously you got to factor in that it's Bangkok prices. You will get things cheaper elsewhere, but it's still, you're paying for the experience and just being there, isn't it? And to say that you've been to a biggest market in the world is one of them things you can tick off your bucket list and whatnot. But yeah, that's our weekend trip. That sums up the whole trip for us. That's how we spent our 2 days or 3 days in Bangkok. So that's it. That's the end of the video. I think that sums our trip up. If you like the video, you know, leave a like, subscribe, comment. Oh, one last thing I do want to address while we're on the topic of comments. On the last video, we had a comment from someone. You know, I'm sure he's a nice guy and whatnot. I'm sure he don't mean no harm and whatnot. But I'd like to address it because I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding there. So the comment basically says, you know, oh, we're only an hour and a half away from Bangkok and Pattaya and, you know, big cities. How can you call yourself rural and all this? And, you know, and also that I'm misleading my viewers about our financials and misleading them to think that it's easy to move to these countries, you know, to move to Thailand and set up a life. But I'd like to address that though, because, you know, you all might as well hear it from the source itself. Because if you look around, you know, we're surrounded 360 by jungle. As far as the eye can see, as far as the ears can hear, and as far as you can scream, you know, no one's gonna hear you from here. Like, I can talk now as loud as I want. I don't care, because there's no one here to tell me otherwise. To me, this is rural, right? But back at home in England, you know, we used to live in the Peak District in Stoke-on-Trent, in a little village called Ipstones. You know, it's a little village, 3 pubs, a shop and a butcher's. to me, to everyone else back at home, we call that a little tiny little rural village. But that's also an hour and a half away from Manchester, an hour and a half away from Birmingham, an hour and a half away from Liverpool. You know, you got Hanley, which is the main town, literally 40 minutes drive away. So it's the same as we are here. You know, we're still 100 kilometers away from Bangkok and Pattaya. 100 kilometers, you know, a long way from a city, I would say. And he also touched on, oh, that's not remote. First of all, I would like to say rural and remote are two different definitions. So rural is, you know, a countryside. You live somewhere where it's countryside. You're not too near no amenities. You're surrounded by nature, and that to me is what rural defines as. Whereas remote is totally different. You know, remote is, to me, is you're nowhere near anything. So you're in the heart of the Amazon, in the heart of the Sahara Desert, or you're in the heart of the Australian outbacks, or, you know, something along those lines. That to me is remote, where you literally have nothing, no amenities, nothing near you for miles and miles, hundreds and thousands of miles even. Whereas rural is a different definition, because where I come from, you know, I was born and raised in Isan, right? So in Isan, when I was born, this is 20 years ago, mind. Obviously, things have changed now. Back 20 years ago, I remember being hoisted down a well with a rope tied around my waist, with a bucket in my hand to fetch water for my uncles and my nan. Now, to me, that's rural. I used to have to go to the toilet in them squat down toilets. Used to get a bucket to wash myself. That to me is, you know, that's where I come from. So when he said about, you know, I must come from a rich upbringing, or, you know, I must have a lot of money behind me, and I'm not being transparent with my viewers, it triggers me a little bit, because when you really know, like my close friends and family know where I come from. You know, I know where I come from, and deep down I know I've been through these things. You know, where I used to have to shoot a lizard out of a tree, or catch a frog to eat, ring a snake, you know, catch your own fish out of a rice field. That's where I come from. Our village had one truck that goes to town once a week. If you're not on the back of that truck, you're not going to town. You know, you have to wait till next week. My mum used to call me from Hong Kong, and the head of the village used to run. Nah, your mum's on the phone. I used to have to peg it 5 minutes up the road just to answer the phone, because there was only one phone. Mobiles weren't a thing. Game devices weren't a thing. We had one TV where we all used to watch Muay Thai or whatnot. Sit around as a village. You know, that's where I come from. I don't know where you come from, but if you think rural is worse than that, or it's more remote than that, then, you know, if you live in the heart of the Amazon, then fair play, that's rural to you. But I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding, miscommunication there. I think the definition of rural to you and to me are two different things. Because to me, I know what rural is. I come from there, and I definitely didn't have, you know, a rich upbringing, a silver spoon in my mouth, as they say. But I'd like to think that I'm now educated, and, you know, I've worked hard for my money. I've always been stuck in these little dead-end jobs, but it's a job at the end of the day. It pays the bills, whatever you do, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm a doctor and I've come with millions of bahts in our pockets. We haven't. If you watch our previous videos, we've said, you know, the land and the house was already there when we got here. We're lucky in that sense. It's not like, you know, we've come here with millions of bahts and we're not living in a giant mansion. We're living in a little green house, 2 bedrooms. The water comes from the ground, from a well. Like, how can you say that we're hiding our financials, we're misleading our viewers? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about that, because it triggers me a bit when someone says, you know, you come from a rich background, or anyone that moves to Thailand, you know, has money behind them. Well, they might have. All these retirees, they might have owned a house abroad. In England, if you own a house, you're talking £200,000-300,000 or $400,000 or whatever. Change that into Thai bahts, you're a millionaire in Thailand. We didn't have that, you know, we were renting. We were paying bills and whatnot, you know, saving a little bit here and there. Nothing major, just like any young couple. You gotta think, we're a young couple, we don't have not much. If you think we're rich, why are we driving around in an old Nissan? Like, we'd have a nice big pickup, wouldn't we? Live in a nice big mansion. Probably have a maid. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's my rant over about the comments. But but yeah, if you see this video, whoever commented, you know, I mean no ill harm. I just think that there's a bit of a misunderstanding and whatnot. And to me, it's just triggered me when I seen it. You know, I see the comments and I just brush it off. But I'd like to tell you where I come from, and that's my true story. Like, I was born and raised in Isan, and back then Isan was poor. It's still now very poor. It's the poorest region of Thailand, but at least now they have, you know, electricity and water coming out from taps and whatnot. Back then it wasn't like that. You know, it was a big hole in the ground, and I was hoisted down and you know, have to climb trees to pick fruits and whatnot. But yeah, I thought I'd just share a little bit about, you know, where I come from and just to let you all know, because I would say we're being transparent, as transparent as we can be. You know, we don't hide anything. We tell you how much the chickens cost, how much it costs to dig the trenches, what we like and what we don't like about the trenches. I think if you watch the videos and you can see that. I don't know, but anyway, that's my rant over. Sorry that it's so long, but if you have enjoyed the video, you know, oh, one last thing I'd like to say thanks for is we now are a YouTube partner. We've been accepted to the YouTube partner program, so that means we are monetized now. But obviously we wouldn't be here without you guys. We film just for our memories, obviously, just remember our life back at home, and you know, documenting our journeys, showing the kids when they grow up. Because like I say, when I was little, we didn't have photos. I think the earliest photos of me was when I was 6. It's just nice for them to see it, you know, 5-10 years down the line, when they can sit down and understand what happened in their life, because it is a big move for them, and at the moment they're a bit clueless. So that's the main reason why we do it. And obviously, if now that we're monetized, it's nice, you know, it's nice that we're getting something back from it, and we can spend a bit of money on the farm. But you know, we're not trying to hide anything. Any money that we'll get is going on the farm. We're not making millions, you know what I mean? So it'll go on chicken food, it'll go on fish food, it'll go on, you know, renovation of the farm, any new projects, things like that. But yeah, I'd like to thanks everyone, you know, especially all the OGs. Obviously we reply to all the comments, so we know who you are, and I'm not a person to forget. So if we do blow up or whatever, you know, we definitely won't forget you. We know who the regulars are, and we know who stuck by us. So thanks everyone. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.